You are tuned into a special Player Spotlight interview on the CS Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the CS Podcast presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible, bringing you the names that you need to know first. Since 2002, visit NFLDraftBible.com. I'm your host, Chris Shanafelt, and joining the show now for a Player Spotlight interview is 2016 NFL Draft prospect J.C. Coleman, the running back out of Virginia Tech. And J.C., we appreciate you taking some time tonight. Can you believe that your collegiate career is now all over, and now here you are working on getting an opportunity at the next level?
I really can't believe it. It's a very exciting time in my life. Probably the happiest I've been in a long time. And it's just something that I've dreamed of for an extremely long time, since I was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and it's like now, wow, I'm really here. So, I'm very excited.
Mm-hmm. And to say it's been a hell of a journey for really any one of you NFL draft prospects would be quite an understatement. Now, I know that a few weeks ago you were able to participate in the inaugural Tropic Bowl down in Miami, Florida. How do you feel you performed in that All-Star game? What was that experience like, and what was some of the feedback that you received from some of the scouts that were down there in attendance?
Yeah, I feel like I had a really good performance. Pretty much the entire weekend I was there. Going back to the practices as well. Performed really well in practices, and it carried right over to the game. I was able to talk to a few of the scouts. They like my speed, like my hands off the backfield. They like my ability to make people miss as well. So, they seemed like they was really excited for me, and I just feel like I had a really good time out there. It was a really good experience.
You know what? And I got to ask you, JC, it's probably the question of the night, the question that most people want to know. Did you sport that gold watch down there in Miami, Florida for the bowl game?
Nah, I didn't break it out for that one. I kind of put that one up.
All right, sounds good. For those who aren't familiar, of course, you broke out that gold watch in the opening game of this past season against Ohio. It certainly made a buzz all over Twitter, Facebook, all over social media. That was great. Now, I do want to bring you back to how you got to this point, JC. I mean, talk about making the decision to attend Virginia Tech. I mean, coming out of high school, I know you were actually a part of the All-NUC East Region First team. You put up some amazing numbers throughout your high school football career, including over 2,800 rushing yards and 41 touchdowns as a junior and senior combined. You were rated the number 3 all-purpose back in the country by Rivals.com. Why did you ultimately decide to stay in your home state of Virginia?
Yeah, it was a combination of a lot of reasons. For one, pretty much was the main reason why I chose was because that year that I graduated, they had a running back named David Wilson. He entered the draft early, and he actually ended up getting drafted by the New York Giants early. So once he left behind him, it was just all freshmen. It was all freshman running backs, and I felt it was going to be an opportunity for me to come in and compete early for the spot. So that was the number one reason. Secondly, I would say I had a really good relationship with the coaches. It was close. It was pretty, it's far away from home, but close enough to home to where I can get home whenever I need to. I have family that lives about an hour away as well. So all those reasons combined made Virginia Tech, pretty much perfect for me.
Absolutely. And I have to ask, I mean, seeing as today is National Signing Day, JC, I mean, what advice would you give to some of the young guys coming out of high school that have signed with Virginia Tech today? Obviously, the football team, the football program is going in a different direction with a new head coach. But, I mean, what would you give some of these new young guys that are going to be heading into Virginia Tech next season? What advice would you give those guys?
Firstly, I would say because I didn't redshirt, I would say guys that do redshirt look at that as a year that to really develop yourself, develop your body, learn the game as much as possible, stuff like that. Because when I look at it now, it's kind of like my freshman year. I kind of was just out there playing. I wasn't studying the game. I wasn't, I was just pretty much getting my feet wet in college football. And if I would have had that redshirt year, I think it would have made a huge difference in my career because, that 1 year I would have been able to look at, other running backs, really learn how to really play the game, learn the game, become stronger, become familiar with the speed of the game. Everything was coming fast for me that year. So I would definitely say that's the number one tip, going in and just enjoy your time at college. Enjoy your time at Virginia Tech. That's the main thing. Those 4 years went by extremely fast, and that's something that, it's like, wow, it went by too fast, in a sense. So just enjoy your time and take advantage of that redshirt year.
And you know what? You're 100% right about that. I talk to guys all the time, and when I kind of talk about their first couple of years in college, they always talk about how crucial that redshirt year is for them. Even though at the time they didn't think so. They wanted to hurry up and get on the field as quickly as possible. But obviously, looking hindsight, after they've already redshirted, they look at it as a huge help. So you are 100% correct about that. Now, throughout your 4 years at Vatech, JC, you really have proven yourself to be a reliable back, not only carrying the ball, but also catching the ball out of the backfield as well. You averaged over 4 yards per rush and over 6 yards per reception over the years, and not to mention what you can do in the return game on special teams as well. Is that something that you take pride in, the versatility that you can bring to a football team?
Yeah, definitely. When I think about myself, I just automatically think Darren Sproles. I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm going to work hard. I like to say that I'm extremely fast. I'm explosive. I can make people miss. I can catch. So those are, when you're my size, those are qualities you have to have a job in the league. You have to be able to catch out the backfield, have to be able to do things in the return game on special teams. And so that's definitely something I take pride in. And, I wish at Tech, I would have had more catches and, more runs. But, I'm proud of my career and how everything went. So.
And I want to take you back to your junior year, JC. You guys finished 6-6 to take on Cincinnati in the Military Bowl, in which you guys were able to get the 33-17 victory. Heading into that game, did you have any idea that you would be the team's focal point on offense? You finished the game with a Virginia Tech full record 157 rushing yards and a touchdown, and of course you walked away with as the Military Bowl MVP. How special of a game was that for you?
That was extremely special. Actually the three games before that, I was kind of going on a hot streak at that point. My confidence was up. I was just able to go out there and play with full confidence and not look over my shoulder, while playing. And going into that game, I set it as my goal to win the MVP. And I felt like that was going to be a capping stone to the end of that season, and for what I had done, for the past, I think it was like 4 or 5 games where I had really got hot. And, for me to go out there and reach that goal, that was really extremely special for me. And it just spoke volumes to when I set my mind to something, I can go out there and do it.
Now, I got to admit, something that I was not aware about until I was doing research for this interview, JC, is that you were a two-sport athlete. Not only did you play football, but you're also a part of the All-ACC indoor track team. How tough has it been to balance those two sports on top of your already busy school schedule?
I didn't find it tough at all. During the track season, that's normally time where, we kind of catch up on books and everything. And, we're living – actually, it was actually kind of tough now that I think about it. Because I still had to – I still had to complete all my weightlifting, with the football team and everything there. Still had classes and everything, and still had to most of the time do 2 workouts, for track as well. So, during that time it was kind of, a pain on my body, but I got through it, and I think I went out there in like 2 or 3 weeks, running track and ended up all ACC. So that was huge. That was a huge accomplishment to me.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like it was worth it, to say the least. Again, he is the 2016 NFL draft prospect. J.C. Coleman, the running back out of Virginia Tech, joining me here on the CS podcast. presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible, bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. Visit NFLDraftBible.com. And JC, if you could, I mean, we already touched a little bit on about the Tropic Bowl, but take us through what you've been doing over the last few months and over. Where are you training at, and what are some of the things that you're doing in these training sessions?
Right now, I'm training back at home in Virginia Beach with my trainer. His name is Anthony Stringfield with First String Sports. I've probably been working with him since I've been about in 6th or 7th grade or so. So he's real familiar with me, real familiar with my body. I'm familiar with the techniques that the certain techniques that he teach, and it was just a perfect fit for me. As far as what we're doing right now, we're working on a lot of speed stuff. Of course, we're working on all of the tests, shuttle drill, 3-cone, pretty much all of the tests, and working on my strength as well. That's pretty much what we're doing right now, and I feel like going into my pro day, I'm going to put up some pretty ridiculous numbers.
Hey, that's what I love to hear. Now, you can't just leave it off from there, though, man. What are some of the numbers that you're looking to hit at your pro day? I mean, do you have anything specific in mind? Obviously, being a running back, that 40 time has to be something that you're looking very closely at.
Yeah, for sure. For my 40, I really want to be in the 4.3 range. I feel like I'll definitely be able to be in that range, and whether it's hand time or laser, I feel like I'd be able to run a 4.3, at my pro day. So, shuttle, I feel like I'd be able to run in the 3s, L drill, 6, anything in the 6.8, 6.7. So, just I plan on really performing really, really well in my pro day, and that's something that's very important.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you know what? Something that I just thought about, a lot of times we're talking about how this time of the year, suiting up and getting ready for your pro day, for combines, how it's so weird for football players because they're really not doing anything that they're used to. Now for you being a track star, I mean, is this some of this training stuff? Is this some of the stuff that you would do throughout the season, getting ready for track?
Yeah, definitely. Track has played a huge role in this whole training process right now because it's all of the things that we're doing. I'm used to it already. A lot of guys that I'm working out with, it's kind of like they're starting off from the ground zero, whereas I'm starting off from level 10 or something like that in a way. Mm-hmm. So I'm real familiar with all the techniques and everything, like as I said earlier, and that's really helping me and helping me to move along to really give me the confidence to where I can really think that I'll be able to perform really well.
Yeah, I'm sure. I didn't even think about that until just a few seconds ago. Now, I do see that the Virginia Tech Hokies athletic website has you listed at 5'6", 187. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm probably a little bit heavier than probably around 193 or so right now, but yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Now, obviously, a lot of people will see 5'6" and say negative right off the bat, but how have you been able to turn that into a positive? I mean, how is being one of the smaller guys on the field, height-wise at least, how has that helped you out, if it has in any way?
I mean, as growing up, ever since I was playing probably like Pop Warner and things like that, when I first started playing tackle football, you remember that saying, they was always saying the low man wins. And, that's something that I really took to heart. I wasn't the tallest guy, but I've prided myself on being extremely strong. I would say pound for pound, one of the strongest guys on the team this year. And with that, I translate that into a lot of my runs. So, if you look at my film, or if anyone looks at my film, I'm always finishing my runs going forward or falling forward. And to be at my weight around 190, 193, I'm going to say 195, that says a lot because, guys are very much heavier than me. So that just goes to show you that a low man wins, and I'm tough, I'm strong, and I'm willing to finish off runs.
Hey, you know what? You know what they say. I mean, heart, hustle, and muscle. You know, the will and determination
Yeah,
to win will get
sure,
you pretty far alone. So
sure.
absolutely. Now, you know, I guess carrying it off from right there. I mean, what would you say is your biggest strength as a running back? And throughout this time, over the next few months, what is something that you're going to try to work on to get better at?
Right now I'm still working on speed. I feel like I can just never be too fast right now. 'Cause you know with my running style, I like to translate my speed into power. So you know when a guy comes to hit me and I'm at full speed, he's gonna feel it, and most likely he's gonna go backwards. I don't care how big he is. You know if I have a running start and we run full on each other, you're going backwards, not me. So that's kind of like my mindset. So right now I'm just really working on speed and being able to translate into power.
Sounds great. Now, you know, looking at the last 4 years, throughout your time as a Hokie, JC, you know, let's say looking back 5, 10 years from now, what's going to be that one play that pops into your mind first? What would you say is the most memorable play that you've made throughout your time as a Virginia Tech Hokie?
Um, I would definitely say when we played against Duke, I ripped off about a 86-yarder. That was just, you know, that's pretty much what got my career going. You know, that was my freshman year. I think that was the first game that I started, my first start, and wow, that was a crazy moment for me. That was huge. An 86-yard touchdown and pretty much broke away from the defense and didn't get caught. So that's real special.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. And again, this is, you know, as a true freshman, like you already stated, you didn't have the luxury of redshirting your freshman year. You were right there. You were able to play right away. And here we are now gearing up for the 2016 NFL Draft. Again, he is J.C. Coleman, the running back, by way of Virginia Tech, joining me here on the CS podcast presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible. And, J.C., I see that you did sign with Dave Schumann and Inspired Athletes. Can you talk about that decision that you made? I mean, what was it about Dave and IAF that they were able to separate themselves from the other agents that were reaching out to you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Dave, it was just someone that I built a really great relationship from all the way back from like 8th grade when I started, you know, hitting the combine circuit, you know, really hard. I was always the NUC combine was always one combine that we pretty much circled on our date. You know, we would find out when the NUC was coming down or if it was close, or you know, we would always find out when those combines were. And through that, you know, it's just kind of a relationship that carried on. You know, it was probably about 2 or 3 different combines I would go to of his a year, and so that relationship carried on. And then you know, of course, when the draft time started getting ready, to choose agents, he reached out to me, and you know, he told me that he was an agent now. And right off the bat, I was very comfortable with him because you know we had conversations before, and my parents had conversations with him before, and they played a key role in my agent picking process as well. And they felt comfortable with me going with him, and he just always told me that he would, you know, work his butt off to do whatever he could to get me into the league, and he really, that's what he's doing now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, again, you as you said, I mean, you and Dave kind of go back as you are a NUC alumni. Again, being a part of the All NUC East Region first team back in your high school days, and now here you are, you know, being represented by Dave Schumann now and Inspired Athletes. And I gotta say, his 2016 draft class is beyond impressive with guys like yourself, Michael Eubank, Garrett Stafford, and you can really just go on and on. Now, JC, we really do appreciate you taking some time this evening. We're going to end this interview with something that I like to call the 2-minute drill. Some of these questions will be football related, and some will be random questions about just about anything. You ready to, I guess we could say, run some of these over?
Yeah.
All right. We'll start off with what is your favorite TV show and movie?
My favorite TV show, I would say, is ESPN First Take, and my favorite movie is Friday Night Lights.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'll tell you what. We don't hear First Take too often as a favorite TV show. I'll say that. Who would you say you model your game after?
Darren Sproles for sure. Darren Sproles.
Okay. Now let's say we had a round trip plane ticket to travel anywhere you wanted. Now you could only pick one place. You know, I have some guys trying to pick 2 or 3. We're on a budget over here, man. One place. Where would you go?
I would go to Aruba. That's a place that I really love. They call it the one happy island, and you know I've been a couple of times, and I can really say that's one happy island.
Oh, all right, sounds good. I'll have to test that out myself one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
You already talked a little bit about how you love to run defenders over. You love anytime you get tackled, you're going to be going forward. If you could run over one defender currently playing in the NFL, one defensive player, who would that be?
Oh. Wow. Let me think about Luke Kuechly. Run him over.
All right, arguably the top
there.
linebacker. Yeah, arguably the top linebacker in the NFL. And with that said, that transitions me very well into the next question. Super Bowl 50, we're just days away. I got to get a prediction, man. Broncos or Panthers?
Oh, Panthers for sure. Panthers, they're on a roll right now. Cam Newton is rolling. Their defense is playing really well as well. So, yeah, I think the Panthers will take that one.
All right, that's 8-1 Panthers now. Since we've known about the matchup, only one person has picked the Broncos, so that's kind of surprising to me. But I got to agree, I'm going with the Panthers as well, hoping for a good game nonetheless. And final question for you: let's say we got all 32 NFL general managers lined up and listening to this very interview. Why should they want the running back out of Virginia Tech, J.C. Coleman, a part of their team?
When I think about the NFL, I think you want somebody that's dynamic. You want somebody who can score from anywhere on the field, and you want somebody who can who's willing to work hard, put the team first. I'm a fast guy. I can catch out the backfield. I'm very versatile. I play anything on special teams if you need me. I feel like I can just make plays, and I can contribute to any team on the football field. I mean, in the league. So that's pretty much it. I'm a team first guy. I'm a family guy. I'm loyal. I'm extremely hard worker, and I love football. I love the game so much, and it brings me excitement. And I think that's the most important thing about when you're at this level. You have to really love the game, and I do love football.
And there you have it. That's J.C. Coleman, the running back out of Virginia Tech, coming to an NFL team near you. And J.C., we appreciate you taking some time tonight. I really did appreciate it, and of course really enjoyed chatting with you, and certainly wishing you all the best as you get set for the 2016 NFL Draft.
Sir, thank you very much.